Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Okay, so before we left, Big Boy in the middle of the street. Y'all had some quarrels to. Nope, put that aside. Big Boy is now ripping Bastion apart, and now it's trying to rip Leonard apart, and everybody's finally ganging up on it. Now, Leonard, you just took 2 hits while concentrating on your Yurden spell on the ground. Unfortunately.
Oh, crap.
Unfortunately.
Oh, crap.
Oh no.
Unfortunately. So it's a Constitution saving throw. Now, luckily for you,
We
it's
have
only a
Witcher
con
Sense.
save. Luckily, you do have Witcher Sense, and because of how little damage you took with the 2 attacks, it's actually going to be 2 rolls that you have to make, and both of them are only going to be DC 10. So they're actually very easy.
You say that until I roll a 1 here.
Okay?
Okay.
First
Okay.
one's a save. First one's a save.
Ooh.
Hey!
Hey,
Oh, good stuff, good stuff. So Yurden is still in effect.
If you
Yurden
mean
is
that-
Above average rolls for our session today so far.
Short rest does recharge the recharges, yes. So so you get back so your Yurden is still up despite those you took. So
That
you're
was
good
so
to go.
scary.
It's now
Scott, that was scary.
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, no, I'd have to spend a whole turn just to get it back, to spend the turn to put it back down. Alright, so Tal, it's your turn.
So, I mean, how obvious is this, Yerden?
You
'Cause
are
we
not
established-
aware of it.
I'm gonna aim for the eye.
You saw the Witcher do its things? Maybe. You know what I mean? We can roll a perception check if you wanted to see.
I'm
if
gonna
you-
pop another Dragon Slayer arrow in, or bolt in.
And shoot for the eyes.
Yep. Oh, I didn't mean to roll that one, but
Wah,
I
wah.
meant to click that one. They both got the same name, you see, confusing me.
Yep. You're not very bright. I got it.
Wow.
So, you actually line up the shot, and you can actually shoot the eye.
Whoa.
Thank God.
So you actually line up the shot, and you actually hit the eye. Roll me your damage. Oh my God, that's beautiful damage. So,
Shit.
Holy shit, double max.
so on top of
Nice.
that, so you actually do. Wow, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Get Flex Seal on the line.
This
Literally
guy's doing a
the
lot
only
of damage.
It's the only damage we're ever gonna do to this guy.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I can peace out now.
No, you actually just did a ridiculous amount of damage because obviously the creature is because it currently is inside the Yurden, so its normal safeguards are gone, and then you hit its soft spot. So instead of having resistance to most types of damage, it actually has what's that called? The weakness to
Oh
it.
man.
Oh,
What do they call it in 5e? The weakness. It might be called
I don't
weakness.
know. It's not called weakness.
Whatever it is.
I get what you mean though.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
really
I'm setting a
rare
tree on
5e.
fire. Yeah. So what is that? 16 becomes. Oh my God. Ouchies.
Flaw.
So you take a shot with your bolt, and you hit this thing in the eye, and it's like, "Arrgh!" And it's like thrashing around, and this thing is furiously thrashing around. It is not a happy boy. It is not a happy boy at all. Brent, coming back to your turn, before you actually
Vulnerability. Well done,
ac-
whoever's.
before you actually take your turn, one of the things that you noticed beforehand was, you had thrown magic at this creature, and it was.
Can I take a few steps back?
Yeah, that's not a problem. So you would, one of the things that you would notice is that as you threw magic at the creature, it seemed to be resistant to the kind of magic you were throwing at it anyways. It was somewhat resilient to your magics, but when you knew that the mouth was going to be a weak spot, but now that the Yurden is up and you had thrown it at the creature, it seems like your magics, maybe because the creature seems to be comprised of some sort of wood, and you're using fire magics, are a little bit more effective than what you were expecting they would be. All right, so after that is going to be, what's your name? Brand's turn.
Cool. I'm gonna. It's still upright. It's still being annoying, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's still being very menacing.
Okay, so it's not still busy with the hand smashing thing. Then.
It's about to still try to hurt things. And poor Messi is not doing very well.
I'll do fine. I'll be okay.
Fuck it.
Just whack my knee.
Will you allow me to Misty Step right up to his fucking mouth, make him choke on burning hands, and then try to climb down and get away from him?
So Misty Step is not a two-dimensional thing. You can totally Misty Step into the sky right in front of its face. Understand, though, that you're now going to be about, like, 16 feet or so in the air and free-falling. Because your Misty Step's your bonus action, and you're going to stand there, and you're like, ah! And whatever happens from that. So you can suffer the consequences of your actions, but it's totally something you can do. But the answer is yes.
Step 3,
He's only
shots.
15 feet high, right?
Correct. You do know Uriden's on it, though.
Yeah, okay, fuck it. Yeah, I teleport in front of his mouth, and as I poof up there, I burning hands down his throat, and then I fall down.
I imagine you're trying to time this for
Yes.
for it being like letting out like another, as it's like arrows that bolt is in its eyeball as it lets out like another. Rawr! Roll me an intelligence check for the timing.
Oh no, it's just gonna see it and just go. Up.
Vulnerability. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Okay, so an intelligence check. So you're actually like looking for when it like reaches up. It just barely touches the arrow, thinking about maybe pulling it out, and it lets out like a scream of pain. You're like, now or never. And you just disappear with that same kind of cloudy, discorporative cloud of smoke that we described beforehand, and appear right up in front of the creature's face, almost like Kamehameha waving into its mouth, your burning hands. Roll me your damage, sir.
It is 2nd level burning hands.
Absolutely, roll me your damage.
To a 3rd level.
You can actually do that with Overcast,
Oh,
but
no.
you like blow yourself to bits, I believe.
Does he have Overcast yet? Does that something? Yeah, you actually do have
Oh, I
Overcast.
don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. I remember.
can
reading
Overcast.
about it. I remember reading about it in The Witcher.
Would you
Okay.
Overcast?
I don't know. It's risky.
It is
You
risky,
already,
but-
you're already at risk. of
You're
killing.
already put all your cards on the table, so why not add a couple more?
This is fair. Here, I'll put it in chat so that you guys can read it.
Okay, cool. That's better than what I had to do. So, when a spellcaster attempts a spell he or she knows about that is a level greater than the caster's spellcast ability, the caster may make a spellcasting ability check against a DC 10 plus the spell's level. So, honestly, this is just a DC 13, and ability check is you're just going to roll a charisma check. On a success, the spell is cast, suffers 1 level of exhaustion if each spell level exceeds his or her normal. On a failure, the spell is miscast horribly in a manner determined by the DM. So, I mean, things can go poorly, but the honestly, you have a what to your charisma modifier? Is it a 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
So you have a 55% chance of success, and you have Witcher Sense to assist you.
I do, and I did roll 3 1s on a fucking d6, which is just bullshit.
So you just click charisma, and that would be how you make this this roll.
I wanted Rick to reply then and say,
For
"Never
fuck's
tell me the
sake.
odds."
I can't fix that sense either.
Can't fix that.
I hate you guys for talking me into this shit.
I didn't do anything. I didn't say a single word.
Okay.
I'm Scout's gonna come up with something.
So
Oh dear.
he's reaches up there, as I said, he kind of like prepares this almost like Kamehameha wave to like throw this fire into this creature's mouth. And so like prepares, and he's gonna overcast. He's planning. He's like, I know exactly what to do. And as you like grab all the magics from within yourself, you like pull the magics from within yourself to your hands, and you like throw it towards the creature. Unfortunately, the otherworldly essence of the creature that gives you the close proximity to you in it, and the fact that you try to like reach deeper into your bloodline and use more magic than you usually have control over. A little bit of your magical energies get tangled up with the extraplanar energies of this creature. You know what I mean? You have so much in unison, almost like 2 notes almost resonating at the same tune.
Splice incoming.
And so instead of like throwing forward a huge wave of fire, you end up throwing into this creature a whole bunch of like this green, like, so it starts off as like a fire ripping in, but as
He's
it
gonna
touches
heal
the
it.
creature's energy, you start throwing almost like green healing magics into the creature as you see like vines pouring, like wrapping around the creature and grabbing onto it. A couple of vines even grab around its thighs and dig into the ground around its feet, and you can see like the energy of the earth is being sucked into it as it heals by. Could you roll me that damage, sir? And this is a 3rd level version of it.
Oh.
So you want me to entirely re-roll the thing?
Correct, an entire reroll. So this is going to be, I think, 5d6 for you. As it heals for 14 points of damage.
Good job on the rolling that one though.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair, that was good.
So, and unfortunately, when that happens, you see that happen, you see like almost like every bit of like the fervor that you had in you, every bit of like this plan that you had and that you wanted to, you go like all of a sudden like your face just falls. Like you had this idea, and your face just falls. Your magics, for a third time today, fail you, and it's like, oh no, and like guilt starts to overcome you, but you have other issues to deal with as you start to fall. And you take, because it's 15, I'm gonna do I'll do it like this.
To be fair though, this creature's now rooted to the Yerden, right? I heard that roots ruin the ground.
Don't you worry, sir. I've got my.
The bone. He's gonna throw us a bone.
You take 5 points of damage on your fall. So poof, and you land prone on the ground by its feet. 5 points of damage. You still technically have your move action, so you can stand up as a.
Or you can lay there defeated and then get stepped on and die.
or that.
No, I'm gonna make my way away from here. I'm
Sure.
done.
You're running
fuck
away,
this.
pussy.
Backing up does provoke an attack of opportunity, just so you know.
You're gonna die if you run, dude.
I'm gonna die if I run. I'm gonna die if I stay. I'm gonna die if I fucking try to think of anything
I'm gonna
clever
kill you.
again.
I'm gonna kill you, dude.
So you want me to make my attack roll against you as you try to retreat?
No, I'll stay.
Okay, so you stay in its face.
Oh my god, no, dude!
Did you at least
I'm hoping
stand
that
up?
he's gonna run away.
You stood up though, right?
You stood up.
Yes, I stood up.
Okay. Now it's Leonard's turn. Leonard, clearly you saw that he had teleported up there. You saw fire magic starting to form in his hands. You saw fire start to rip from his hands. But as soon as the fire went and right before the fire, I should say, started to lick this creature with its energies to burn it, which is how he was attacking beforehand. All of a sudden, the very tip of the flames turned to this like greenish energy that waved back to his hands, and the green energy swirled all around and down the creature's face and all around his body and hit the roots. And you can see the creature seems stronger now. But it is very obvious to you, because your character is extremely perceptive, so the others might not be able to pick this up. But to you, it's very obvious that that was not intentional. That might maybe not make you feel better. You still have your opinions, but it's not like this, he was intentionally trying to heal it. Magic just went awry. And then he landed on the ground and got back.
Yeah, this could all be misinterpreted really bad, couldn't it? Brand summoned a creature, defended it.
Yep.
No, but Leonard's actually has a passive investigation of I think in 19.
Yeah.
So he's good. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Leonard.
Fucking sources, man. Alright, I'm gonna my dagger, my regular old steel dagger is coated, so I'm just gonna give it a stab. Oh, let me put the poison back up so people can see it. There, it's the Crinfid oil, and I'm gonna use my Crinfid oiled up steel dagger attack. Thanks for staying through all that. Okay.
Oh, it's a good hit. It's actually
Is
a
that
really
a
good
hit?
hit. So you weren't like aiming for an eye or anything. You were just aiming
No.
for its body. So it's there in front of you. It just smashed you. Like I said beforehand, it was trying to like pull itself and stand itself back up, and then it touched its eye. It's like and then it's like rooted to the ground. The roots actually end up pulling it down a little bit as it starts to heal up a bit, which is nice. It's a good thing for the creature. It feels lovely.
Yeah,
shit.
he must be really happy with that.
You
Did it
take
heal
that
up?
opportunity. I'm sorry.
Did it heal up to maximum hit
No,
points?
God, no.
Okay.
He only
alright.
No,
healed
I still dealt more damage that turn than it healed, unless we're counting the healing as like doubly effective because it went in there.
No. So he healed 14. You dealt 32. So you take your step forward and like.
Did 32 damage?
Yeah, he did 32 earlier. It was-
Holy shit! I missed that.
It's because of the vulnerability.
yeah.
'Cause the eye.
Oh, right.
So
I did roll max damage there.
You stab it in like the chest with this thing as you step forward. You clearly hit it. Roll your damage, sir. A whopping 5 damage, and it does take that. So it takes back some of what he had just healed it just now. but I now have to make a Constitution save. Now, that happens to be one of its better saves, but I can still roll shit. So
13 or be unable to take bonus. Okay.
I almost feel like there should be a way to like there's party fumbles, like
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Triumphant.
Like portents.
Oh, not even joking. I rolled a natural 2. So even though I have a huge modifier, because I'm this like ginormous creature of like insane
I
constitution.
see what happened. Bran
Boys.
infused him with his essence, and he rolled badly.
Yeah.
It was all part of the plan.
But legit, it's right here. I actually rolled a natural 2, so I actually fail. So if you fail a Constitution saving throw, you're unable to take bonus actions or reactions, and only able to move at half speed. So Griffith, wounded creature, is blade coated, is unable to take bonus actions or reactions, only able to move at half speed.
So he moves at quarter speed right now.
Because he's inside this your field, can barely move to get out of it if it could, and doesn't have bonus actions or reactions, which means no attacks of opportunity if people try to retreat to get away. No bonus actions to like use its special abilities, which don't worry about those, and all sorts of other things. So
Are the witch hunters still around?
Are they just chilling?
they actually, when you guys stepped in, they've taken it's probably one of those things where Leonard, it does this attack, sees the creature like groaning for the pain of the attack. The bolt is still in its eye. There's all sorts of gashes all about. Bastion's about to start climbing up its backside or whatever. You kind of like take that step back and look around to see where they are. Like, where the hell's our aid? Most of them have actually like slumped into like, okay, let's take a moment, because they've been fighting this thing for over an hour, right? A few of them are actually watching, like with a trained crossbow, sitting there, but are clearly like injured and
All
panting.
aimed at Bran.
Okay, I'm gonna take, since we're in a different locale and I got different viewing angles, do I see the leader around? Can I do a perception
Roll me a
roll?
perception, but with disadvantage only because you're doing this as like a quick little thing on your turn.
Okay. What is that, perception?
You see, sir.
Come
So
on.
looking about, you still don't see him as of right now. I mean, if you spent some time looking for him, it'd be a different story. But right now, you're just doing a quick little glance about after doing all your actions. You still have a bonus. Is there something else that you wanted to do? Do you have bonus action expenditure? And the monster's going to be next.
Look for the commander again?
Okay.
My bonus action?
So
Normal?
So what is it? The monster will attack. Who just fucked its day up?
Me.
Not me! I
Not
gave
Bran.
it a gentle
really
caress.
It really
That's
likes
hell.
Bran right now. It's like,
I
hey,
did back up though. To be fair, I'm now
Tell-
further away.
Oh, you did back up. I'll cancel that attack roll. It's going to attack Leonard.
Yay!
Whoops. Forgot I had a movement too.
I had the image of Bran doing that, like lying on his back. He sees it looming over him, and it turns
He's just
away.
like,
So you did that. I said you stabbed it in the chest where it's kind of like pinned down and whatnot, and you take a few steps back, looking around for the commander, and you look back at the creature just in time to see
should
that
parry
it
that
literally starts reaching down with its forehead to forehead smash your little body, like kind of like holding the ground, like.
That is brutal.
What did you say?
This is WWE.
One person suggested parrying. Do you want to, or are you good? You didn't
Does it
spend your
hit?
bonus, so you can't. Oh, it hits you.
Parry.
Okay. One person suggested you didn't use your bonus, so you actually get to use your reaction. So. Good to
Oh,
go
is
there.
that how that works?
One or the other.
Oh, okay.
What? You don't get a reaction
Yeah,
If
one
you
or the
use
other.
if you use a bonus.
So I probably should have been able to parry that first
I'm
time.
sorry,
then.
that's me being Pathfinder. You get one or the other in Pathfinder.
Oh, okay.
yeah, you
Okay.
get both in D&D.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm going to parry the fuck out of him, hopefully. I forgot what that is. It's a 1d8
1d8
plus.
plus 3.
Plus your dex, which may have miraculously increased.
Okay.
So you reduce it by 5. So instead of 13 points of damage, as he goes to headbutt you, you actually take 8. So it's one of those, you just kind of like, you see it coming and you take a couple of quick steps back. So he hits you with the tail end of his head thrust towards you, his head smashed towards you, and then poof, you take it.
So wait, do I move further away from him then?
Hey, that's
I mean,
the
thematic steps, nothing that's like actual on the map. So then the creature is actually going to try to stand up, and as it tries to stand up, one of the branches around its body breaks. Everybody make for me an insight check. So
Hey!
one of the branches around its body breaks. You can see its eyes widen. Everybody but Bastion, which makes sense because he's behind this boy, like sneaking up behind him.
I'm busy on
This position.
steroids. I'm like,
So everybody but Bastion notices that as one of those things breaks, it just stops. It stops trying to fight against it. It actually is going to nestle back down so that there's less tension on the vines that are holding on to this creature for one reason or another, but it does not want the vines that are currently on it to break. And instead of doing what it was going to do beforehand, it's actually just going to reach out and try to swing at Leonard again. Since,
Oh yeah? With his bonus action?
No, it just gets 2 attacks.
God damn it.
Yeah. It doesn't have it does have a bonus action feature, but it unfortunately can't use it. So
Well, very fortunate.
So I have a really good chance to hit, and I rolled once again absolute garbo in damage. So with my 24 chance to hit, I easily hit you. However, 9 points of damage. So sir, I hit you twice this round. You know what that means?
No.
You have to make 2 Constitution saving throws, each of a DC 10.
Oh, shit.
Ah, crap.
roll 2 11s again. It's easy.
Hey, you have like a 50-50, right?
So a 6 can be achieved with the Witcher sense. All you need is 4 or higher. It's 50-50.
Roll the dice.
What's your sense?
Witcher.
1d6.
Come
Chat,
on.
send me your energy.
He's the spirit bomb.
Fucking
Ah,
goddamn.
Oh,
All of a sudden, your Yrden is lost. Poor Bastion wasn't able to take advantage of it. You don't have to worry about the second roll. So the Yrden is lost. And so you're standing there panting. How much health do you have?
2.
Oh, ouch. And some of that was temporary health points. So,
Yeah.
so all your, like, you're standing there, like in a lot of pain, you know, and unfortunately that last blow is just too much. You lost your Yrden, your concentration on it.
Yeah, I did.
Don't worry, I did. You guys, you went from 6 just now to 5 with your sense, right?
Thanks,
Because I
yeah.
slipped one in there earlier. So, anyways, you take your hit, and it's now Bastion's turn. Unfortunately, I can't use my bonus action ability.
You know, that Yrden would have been really
Unfortunately.
useful on my turn.
Yeah, well, you ruined it by healing him.
all right. So I'm gonna climb on this boy's back with my newfound super strength.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let Bastion take some hits for a little while.
Would that would be athletics, right?
Si, senor.
Okay.
I mean, isn't it nice to have that +7? Isn't
That +7
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
What the fuck, man?
So he, like I said, start pulling, but then like crouch back down so the vines that are growing off its body aren't pulled, so the roots and whatnot aren't pulled so tense. You just like try to grab. Once again, your hand doesn't grab. Ooh, roots. Oh, that's just nice. You grab onto the roots and start using those to climb up this thing, no problem. So you're like free climbing, all upper body strength. I could use my feet, but why? And you easily climb up over his waistline onto the crooks of its back, and holding onto one root. Holding onto one root, you like get up to where actually the root grows out of its side. It's like literally stuck inside of its back, growing out its side. You're like, oh, okay. And you're standing on the small of its back. How high up do you want to climb?
I want to
Yank
as
that
close
root.
as possible to the head. Like I want to be able to like on the horns, basically.
Absolutely. With the check that you made, you moving at half speed, and because it's about 15, 16, 17 feet tall, somewhere in that range, it's easy for you to get that full 30-foot move is 15 to get up to the head. So you'd be talking like, are you a child at a parade, sitting on daddy's shoulders, or like what's the pose when you get between its shoulder blades?
Shadow of the
I
Claw.
imagine I'm like I've got like one hand holding on to the like horn,
Mhm.
one of the horns anyway, and I'm like getting ready to start stabbing at some eyeballs.
Sure. So you finish climbing up there, and so we'll even say that you got all the way to the top of the head. You want to stand on this thing's head because it's a meaty boy. So even though you're heavy, you're actually not something that really impacts its neck and the pain of its neck for having you up there. So because this creature's supernaturally strong, so it's actually holding on to one of the front horns with one of your feet kind of like put into like a curve of one of the back horns, and the other one down by the base of one of the other back horns, and you're like holding on with your long sword in your hands. You still have your action.
I have my action?
Yeah, that was your.
Oh.
Oh no! Sorry. I said it was your action to climb up, and then your. My apologies.
Yeah.
You still have your bonus. You still have your bonus action.
I was like, oh, I'll take an action.
Sorry.
I guess I'll try to rally my boy Leonard again. Actually, would this count as like getting its attention? Would I have its attention by now? Like, would this have
You're
been
standing on
enough?
somebody's head.
So, like, would it have? Do you think like got its attention away from Leonard for the most part?
I'm sure.
We'll see in a moment, won't we?
Hey,
You're that annoying booger again.
Is it possible that I use my bonus action to try and get the attention then?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you want to like be fucking obnoxious.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm like bouncing up and down.
You don't even have to roll for that.
Well, you clearly
really?
have his attention, but you want to like piss this thing off, right?
Yeah.
So roll intimidation with advantage.
Let's go.
It comes natural, Sebastian.
Okay.
Have
so,
fun.
Awesome. So it's like you're like bouncing up and down like you just said, but then more important than that, you like find like you're trying to bounce up and down and hit this thing, but its head is just so like the magics that were making this thing vulnerable beforehand, unfortunately have faded. So as you're like slamming your boot on this thing, it's just not reacting. It doesn't give a shit. So then you're like, oh, this thing doesn't like this thing doesn't care that I'm here. Huh. And then you see a crossbow bolt sticking out of its eye, and you get an idea. With your sword, the flat side of your sword, you smack the crossbow bolt.
Oh.
It lets out such a howl as you do that. Ellie, you got its attention now. Oh, Tal, it's your turn.
I told you I'd get it, Leonard.
I can't hear anything. I got blood welling in my ears.
So, Tal is going to load another Dragon Slayer bolt in and wait for him to come back down from his like, oh, and then he opens his eyes, and then Tal's going to shoot for the other eye.
Awesome. Okay, 1, it's a hit, but 2, he doesn't have vulnerability anymore.
Yeah, I
it's just
know.
a clean hit. Okay.
That's a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah. So you go for the other eye.
Wow, shut up.
Oh god.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Okay, so it's not that you hit the eye straight on like you did the first time. This time you end up hitting over by like the tear duct. So it's like you actually end up stabbing in, clearly hurting the creature. No question about that. But it's not as horrifying as it was beforehand. So it does let out a howl of pain. But it is not like pierced through the eyeball like you did last time. Anything
I'm
else you're
gonna
doing?
make a bit more distance.
Yeah, back up a bit more. Okay.
Just every time he just backs up a little bit.
He's like reverse Terminator with a shotgun. He's like, and but walking backwards.
All right, Bran, it's your turn. 2 things. 1, can you roll me 2d6?
2d6? Oh, god damn it.
There's a pulse that you can feel. Bran,
Fine. Stick in your butt.
Brad, you can feel that there's a magical link in your mind, something that like you clearly have a spell that like is bored into your mind that your back of your mind is concentrating on, and you're not entirely sure what it is, and so you actually see the magical energies run up from the ground as like a pulse of energy into the creature, and some of its wounds start to close. Bastion, you standing on the creature can actually feel the pulse of energy as it like runs from the vines up into the creature, and it heals a bit more. Yeah, almost like a throbbing. As
Oh,
it
and I
heals a
get-
bit more.
Really?
It's perfect.
Now, obviously, Bran, you don't want that to continue happening. You can actually choose to no longer have this concentration, but the exact opposite of what what's his name? Leonard was doing earlier, you have to make me a Constitution saving throw to let go of the spell from your mind.
Does that take my action?
No, not at all.
Okay, fuck it, we're doing it.
Go, Jack. Let go.
Natty 1.
Okay. And you are able to purge the spell from your mind. So all of a sudden, as you like realize this pulse of energy goes into the thing, you realize it's coming from your link to the magical world and your link to this extraplanar creature. You're like, oh shit! And you like purge it from your mind. And once again, it's one of those things where if anybody's watching him closely, which I imagine none of you guys are, Leonard would only see little bits because obviously Leonard's super observant. You just like force yourself into this like moment of concentration. Your face screws up or whatever as you force this moment of concentration, and then all of a sudden, very rapidly, the vines that are in this creature start to wither and die and fall off of it. And then because they wither and die and fall off of it, and it doesn't care to stay down anymore, it ends up standing up to its full height, meaning that Bastion is now 15-ish feet in the air, standing on top of this thing, holding onto its horns. All right, Brand, it's your turn.
How high were the vines specifically, like the viney bit? Am I right in imagining that it's like near its legs, or
They were around its waist, legs, small and small of its back and stuff like that, and they didn't go all the way up its body.
Okay, I'm gonna move behind its back then to
Okay,
get a good
move
shot
there.
at the. Okay. Yeah, I'm still gonna move towards his back, like the areas where the vines connected and stuff, and I'm gonna second level burning hands again.
Sure. Okay, so you do 15.
So you don't want that third level? That burning?
Don't push him. Don't push him. So you throw the fire at the creature and it wraps around its body and does like singeing and burning to its flesh. It's unfortunately not as much as you would hope, but still clearly singeing and burning away much of its of the flesh that it has there. All right, cool. After that, it's going to be Leonard's turn. Remember, this creature doesn't have reactions, so you actually, Bran, were able to not only move around but move away.
Yeah, I'm definitely moving away.
All right,
Really?
cool.
I just got an idea, and I might need to whisper it to you because I don't know if I can do it.
Go right ahead. I can see whispers in Discord or in Roll20.
Is it safe for Twitch?
Just /W. You know.
Yeah, I'll just kind of send it to you on Discord real quick, so I don't
Discord
have to type
works
it out.
too, or Twitch, or anywhere, whatever program you like.
So I'm gonna intro this with Leonard is observant, right? That's his whole thing.
Extremely.
Okay.
Curious what he's gonna do.
Face into keyboard like. "Argh!"
Can't spell. I spelled it right.
Where did you send it? Oh, okay, there it is. I would say no, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. In that case, I'm kind of like lying on the floor. I'm dying. What can I do? I guess I could get up.
Oh, Bastion.
I can get up, but I can't. All right, I'm gonna run away.
It's a musical now. Everybody has
Bravely
to.
ran away.
Coward.
I'm gonna run towards the group of witch hunters I see.
Sure. So, because you're choosing to spend your turn doing that, not making any attacks or anything this round, you can actually spend your a normal perception to look for this guy.
Fantastic. There.
Okay. And you are actually able to find him. He was actually at grounds level. He's around a bit of rubble that's over there. And he's nursing over a whole bunch of injured witch hunters that are on the ground there. Like, he's not nursing over them, but he's over by them as they're being nursed. And he's like, so where the rubble is, he's like, leaned against it, one arm up on top of it. And so as you like look over and you see him there, and he sees you see him, he like waves a hand, like you acknowledge each other, and you beeline it over in his direction, getting over to like behind the rubble where he is. And he looks at you and he's like, "Took you long enough."
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm not really gonna say much because I'm really weak. I'm just gonna like slump down with like the other injured people, like in safety, and I'm just gonna be like, "Go for the eyes, go for the eyes."
He looks at the men that are on the ground, sees that clearly they're all too fucked up to do anything, aside from maybe the medic, but the medic needs to do work. So he will actually reach down and
Grabs his
grab.
shotgun.
He reaches down and grabs somebody else's crossbow, knocks the bolt into it, and gives you a nod, and starts making his way slowly back over in that direction. So,
Oh no!
he's not beelining in because that would be foolish, right? But
Because
he's
it's not a bee.
Fuck up. Damn it. Why did I laugh at that? Oh my god.
that was awful. So making his way in that direction. Moving on. So what's your name? After Leonard is going to be the creature's turn. So the creature,
boy.
who's feeling a little bit better than he did a couple moments beforehand, and then worse after he got burned a little, is going to go for poor Bastion. He's going to reach up and try to grab Bastion. It's like give him a hurl. Bastion, you get to roll. It's actually acrobatics versus acrobatics. So I'm rolling in acrobatics, which is worse for me. Because
Can
you're
you
like
not choose?
when you're in areas that are not easily reachable, like an arm or something like that, it's not athletics. It's acrobatics for me.
I thought you had the choice.
Yeah, but for me, is it?
Not me. He gets
Because
to-
this is
Oh, I
this is
get to
mounting
He gets
this
to
is
choose.
mounting monsters rules, is it?
Yeah. So he gets to choose. I have to use acrobatics, which is what worked in your favor last time.
Yeah.
I getcha.
So let me roll.
Hold on using the arrow in the eye. So when he tries to move you, it pulls the
Oh.
arrow.
You have to say his modifier went from a +8 to a -1. So I mean, like that is a 9-point swing. So, as I rolled a 10 -1 is 9. You doubled me. So it reaches up and tries to grab at you. It's like to rip at you, but you're just like using its horns, like loop around behind the horns and move out of the way. And at one point in time, it reaches up. And you just like swing with your sword, and even though your sword doesn't cut its flesh, you're able to like knock the finger to the side enough that it can't get a good grip on you, and it finally does get over. You're able to stay free from its grasp long enough, and so it's pissed that you're not able to it's not able to grab at you. So it like looks around for a couple seconds, sees the building that's back towards the north again, and turns and starts like running towards the building. But it can't get there quite just yet because it took some of its turn to head this direction before. So it spends its whole turn just heading towards the building that it was attacking this whole time beforehand.
Is
So
still
how far does it like cover distance wise there?
It is able, because that was only its move action, because it was doing other things with its turn, it only moves about 30 feet. So it's about 20 feet from the building in front of it.
Did it pass the Constitution save on my oil
It was one save, wasn't it? Or is it every round?
every round?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought it was...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
was
that's
it.
right. It moves at half speed.
Yeah.
Oh, good call, sir. All right, let me roll that.
Yeah, you should probably roll that from last turn because I don't think you rolled it last turn, so you can see it might move full
So
speed.
I'll just
So
as I said before, whenever I make rolls, I always roll 4 dice at once in case I need more. So the highest natural die that I rolled in the slew of 4 was that 10. So my 7 plus my big modifier is not enough to beat a 13, and my other 7 plus my big modifier is not enough to beat a 13. So those past 2 rounds it failed. So it actually moves at half speed, so it moves 15 feet towards that building, not 30
Awesome.
feet. Meaning instead
Still
of being 20 feet away, it's still 35 feet away from the building. Okay, cool. Thank you, Messi.
You're welcome.
All right, Bastion, it's your turn. It's like sluggishly moving towards that building.
Yeah, so I figure I was gonna say greatsword, but that doesn't make sense if I'm holding onto the horn with one hand. So I'm gonna pull out my I've already probably got my longsword out at this point. I'm
You
just
do
gonna
have your
try
dagger.
and,
You do have Morticia or whatever her name is.
yeah, but I've been using I don't have my names. Hold on, I gotta pull them up.
So what's it? Gertrude is the shield.
I've got Agatha out right now.
Okay.
So I sort of so one eye was like shot right pretty much in the pupil, like it's blinded, right? I'd assume.
Yeah, that eye is blinded. The
I'm
other
gonna
eye
go
had an
for the-
arrow shut near it, but honestly, the arrow is already working its way out of the actual socket. So,
Yeah, I'm going for the good eye. I mean,
Okay.
to try and like
trying to blinds the creature.
blind it.
I'm gonna look up 5e rules for blinding. I got my quick reference right here.
See if he hits it first, right?
Works.
Of course, but I want to have it on hand just in
Yeah.
case.
See if it hits.
I could,
Alright.
but nothing is happening.
Don't suck anus.
There we go. I can't see it though.
Me neither.
see
It's taking a minute. Just roll
Okay.
20.
Okay.
I guess we'll just pass then. So you guys see? Oh, there it is.
All right.
Happy with it.
You actually do hit its eye.
Nice.
Okay. So you hit its eye. Roll your damage. Let's see how much damage you do.
Why is it taking so long? I clicked
And
it
this
like
is your steel sword, correct?
yes.
Okay. So 10, and because it's steel, and it's not inside Yrden, okay.
But it is the eye, which is the.
Yeah. So one of the things you guys were able to pick up along the way, just to play mechanics kind of plain at this point, it has complete immunity to steel weapons. It has resistance to silvered weapons. The eye takes that down a step, resistance and no resistance whatsoever. And then Yrden took that down another step, so no resistance and vulnerability. So this is, and then you dealt to it before was 8, right? Yeah. So you stab it in the eye. So once again, kind of like stabbing the other side of the eye, whereas like that arrow, that crossbow bolt had stuck like over near where the tear duct was, but it's already kind of like as it's moving its eye and whatnot, working its way back out. It's probably it's on the verge of almost falling back out. Another round or so, and it will. You actually slash over near the other side, so you actually do put a gouge into its eye itself, and it lets out another furious howl of pain, making it like blink furiously, which of course, because there's an arrow inside of its other eye, it hurts a lot.
Oh
But
God!
it
Oh
can
yeah.
still- it can still, with like a watering eye, and it's very hazy and hard to see through. It can actually still see. It's not completely blinded yet.
Well, in that case,
Oh no.
I've got. Okay, hold on. So, is it too late to use precision attack? Because I didn't
So you're
think.
supposed to do that after you make your attack roll before you
Oh,
roll your
okay.
damage.
Oh, okay.
That's how that would go. You would, when you make your attack, you'd be like, I want to have precision. Because sometimes you just want the damage, sometimes you want the bonus chance to hit. Sometimes you want both.
Yeah.
So that's when you do it. And your other one's rallying, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Would you rally Leonard again? Look at me, buddy!
Hey, Leonard, look.
I'm really far away.
no,
I don't even know if I'd watch. I'd probably
Can
just.
I just-
You're not as far as you want to be from this thing.
I like the idea of using Shield Master. I'm not going to do it, but just I imagine putting away my sword, pulling out my shield, and just hitting it in the eye with it. Bashing the arrow in. No, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
this-
I think you're done as well. Unless you have something else to do bonus. I think you're done at this point. You still get your +2 AC, which is nice. All right, so you hurt the creature's other eye, but unfortunately don't completely blind it yet. All right, after that is going to be... and just so you know, when I say you hurt the other eye and don't completely blind it, there are other negative effects to go along with that. It's just things that don't need to be in that state of round. Tal, it's your turn. The creature is now moving away from you a good distance. You've been backing off towards its, keeping its face in front of you. Now, unfortunately, you're actually seeing the creature's moving away, turned its back to you, and it's running. So it's actually, once again, a large naked creature sluggishly running away from you.
So Tal is going to enter maximum speed mode. He's going to dash with his bonus action, so he sprints 80 feet round in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you think I would make it 20 feet in front of it?
So you're gonna use. You said bonus action dash. It was you've been backing up. So let's say you're about 30 feet away. It's moved 15, so it's about 45 feet away. You're moving 80. Yeah, I could say you'd get in front of it a full 40. It's only about 35 feet from the building, so you'd be in front of it, somewhat off to the side. You know what I mean? Probably
so-
only about 25 feet or so in front of it, but somewhat off to the side.
So Tal would place himself in front of it.
Yep.
So
Do you want to be directly in front of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
but-
Then probably only about 20 feet away from it. then.
Yeah, but 20 feet away. And he is going to. So, depending on your ruling.
Mhm.
So, it says here bonus action.
Mm.
Can I use my full action to trigger that one? Choose a creature that is at least 20 foot away. Because it's preparing a an
No,
attack.
no, that's fine. He's within 20 feet of you. If it moves within reach, you can make an attack as a reaction. You're going to be able to do that on its turn.
Cool.
It's definitely a thing that's going to
So
happen.
he pulls out his spear and he hunkers down.
So what you do more or less is you're actually spending like, you can say effectively, you say so you didn't spend a key point. You just moved.
So I did spend a key point. I'm asking.
So I'm saying you moved and then you double moved as your action. And then you
Okay,
spend a bonus action to do this.
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Action
Yeah.
economy. Because you do extra damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely want to do this rather than the other way around. And you don't waste any of your assets. Cool. So you do that, make your way around, get your spear prepared. Bastion, you see him like do this, and you're like, ugh. All right, Brandon, it's your turn. He's running away from. You actually had gone around behind it, and the creature kind of like moved its way about. You didn't get an attack of opportunity because you never have a melee weapon in hand. So it kind of like stumbled its way around you instead of rushing itself past and away from you towards the building, but sluggishly. It's only about 10 feet away from you.
So which building is it running to specifically?
The one where it was attacking all the witch hunters before, the big one.
Okay, so I know they're all over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think reluctantly, Bran will start moving in that direction and attack it from the back again with Burning Hands level 2.
Sure, so you probably only move like 5 feet or so because you want to keep it, or do you stay still so you stay 10 feet away?
I'll
Brian.
stay still.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to save and throw.
That's a lot of damage. Holy man.
It's about bloody time.
Okay, DC. So. All right. So, and that once again, the flames are licking up its backside and harming the thing, burning down by its calves. It's splitting apart the bark like the wiry bark like flesh that it has is drying up and splitting. Singe marks. It lets out another howl of pain. That's gonna bring us to Leonard's turn. Leonard, you're currently like sitting there relaxing, watching the guy go after you, like look over. It's one of those like cop movie moments where you're like slumped against the cover and like do that half head look over the shoulder, and you see like the fight is still more than going on. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Sounds about right.
You just relax.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. So you're gonna sit there and relax. So at the tail end of your turn, the medic is actually going to come over to you and start trying to dress your wounds, unless you tell them.
Awesome. No, I'll let them do it.
Okay. They start trying
And
to
then,
dress your wounds.
what about that witch hunter captain?
Oh, he's was sneaking that way. The thing beeline that way. He's like, oh, and is trying to go back the other direction. Okay, he's trying to be stealthy, so he's not moving super fast. So he's trying to like crouch low and run. Not Bastion. My apologies. Brad, can you roll me a perception check? You don't notice him.
Honestly, your roll.
I'm gonna
your
be
roll
pissed
is
if this
perfect for the
captain
narrative.
guy.
It really is.
I'm gonna be pissed if this captain guy gets like the final blow and like
I
takes
know. Can
credit.
you imagine?
He's lining up past the creature, or whatever, but he has to move his double move to get there. He doesn't get a shot lined up yet. Bastion, it's your turn. You're still on the creature's shoulders. Oh, wait, hold on. My apologies. No, it's not. It's still the creature's turn. So the creature is continuing to rush forward. So it does on its turn. First of all, saving throw. Come on, can I roll not garbage? Because I have a huge modifier. That'd be wonderful.
I don't know. I think I've taken that from you now.
I rolled 10 plus 4. That's my modifier is 4. 10 plus 4 is 14. I buy a little bit more than what I needed to make the saving throw. It gets his full speed back. It gets his bonus actions, his reactions back, and everything. And so it bows its head down and continues to charge forward at the building ahead of it. However, in doing so...
I mean, if it bows its head down, can I line up the spear tip with the eye?
Wait,
You're not a
wait.
short boy, and you have expanded reach, don't you? Because you can spend your bonus action to expand your reach.
If I wanted to, but I don't have extended reach,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is why I'm asking if it
Yeah.
head down.
Give me 1 second. Let me think of your height plus the
Wait.
length of a spear. Yes.
Wait,
What's
I need
what's
to argue again.
Shoot.
It says the creature may repeat this saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Ah, you piece of
Ah,
shit. Oh, you're so good.
got him.
So it still bows its head down. It's still going to charge forward because it's only 35 feet away from the building. So it is still going to do that. And I'm going to say yes to you, sir. Sir, man, boy, sir.
All right,
Sir Mad Boy.
go ahead and roll.
Which eyeball you going for?
Don't roll shit.
The non-broken one. Yeah, don't roll shit.
Don't roll
Thanks
shit.
for your well-worded advice.
Oh, God.
I didn't roll
Oh
shit.
my god, you did not.
Right now, I need to roll the damage plus.
Wait, you have +7?
I'm a spearmaster.
Oh, okay.
So 5 plus an additional d10.
Holy shit, dude.
So
Okay.
do you have anything else you get to add to that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So that's going to be 8, 5, 13 points of damage. But once again, because it's a normal spear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's so
Shame I rolled a 1 on
between
that first
the
time.
bolt that you had shot into its eye, that at this point in time it's actually finally fallen out as it's bent down and it continues running forward and flopping around. It actually has fallen out of the tear duct eye, the not blinded eye, and then the slash to the other side, and finally you line up your attack that as it's running, you just go like, ah, and you stab into its eye, causing it to like stumble back to the side a little bit as it's going. You finally finish blinding the creature, so the creature is just like stumbling over its legs and whatnot. But it loses a bit of its momentum, which, oh damn it, it loses a bit of its momentum because blinded creatures, let's just look at the rules for this. When you're blinded, automatically fail any ability checks that require sight, have disadvantage on attack rolls, and attack rolls against it have advantage. But also, when you can't see, you move at half speed. So it's like half. So it actually ends up stumbling to the side a little bit. So by the time it actually gets over to the building, it smashes into the building with its head, with his bastion on it, with such lack of force. It was trying to like squish Bastion. It has so little force to it. Bastion, you can make me a dexterity save, but honestly, it's such a shit DC now.
As long as you don't roll a 1. Don't roll a 1, please.
Because that'd be an auto.
I'm rolling a 1. I'm no coward.
Rolls 1. Okay.
Honestly, it's one of those things where you see it coming. You knew it was happening before, and you're dull. You're dull, but you're not a complete moron. So you see it coming. So you are able to like grab onto one of the back horns, one of the ones that wraps a bit, and are able to hold on to that and tuck perfectly behind one of its front horns. So as it smashes its head into the building, it kind of like throws you a little bit loose, and you hit your back
Oh my
against
God, like-
the front horn.
Does it smash with like its face or like this part of its head?
Excuse me.
Hey, Deb.
Excuse me. Sorry, you with its like forehead with horns, so its head is like strong enough to be designed to do these.
I was worried about its eyeball. That's all.
Oh no! It's head. So, but you easily evade any form of throwing you off, damage, or anything. And so there it is. Now there's a building that you could easily hop off onto if you wanted to, or stay on its head. It's your turn, and it's blinded, so you actually have advantage in all attack rolls.
I mean, do I have access to the eyes still? Is it backed off away from the building after hitting it, or is it
Enough
just
so,
like,
yes.
all right?
And
I'm gonna jam my sword in its eyeball again.
Advantage.
Probably the one. I'm gonna yank the crossbow bolt that was still in the blinded eye out, and then stab it in that same spot.
Why not just use a fucking sword?
Well,
I'm using
he's
my
going to
sword.
with this sword, yeah.
Yeah, this
I
is
can
just
describe
like,
it.
yeah.
Make your attack roll. I'll describe the
With
results.
advantage.
He's just making sure to retrieve my expensive crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Helping
I
my
see.
buddy out.
Like the Dragon Slayer arrows? You see Dragon Slayers this whole time?
Yeah, they're expensive.
Jesus.
Okay, with your 18, and I'm sure you're happy with that. So with your sword in one hand, you reach down and you rip out the arrow. So the thing like lets out this as you do so, and you like take that moment and you like switch arms. So you're holding onto that front horn with the hand that's now holding the arrow, dripping with eye goop. As you make your way down, you like lower yourself down the side of its face, and it like reaches up to try to grab at you. But you take like a step back, like swing back around towards the temple, so that as it tries to grab at you, it swings past. Then you swing back in and with the sword and stab into the creature's eye. Roll your damage, sir.
It's
I
not gonna
imagine
happen.
I'd probably toss the arrow down as well. In
Did you
Caliban.
read? Did you read chat? I was gonna say, did you read chat really quickly?
Oh god damn.
Go ahead. Go ahead. The
Oh, I
idea was
can-
there.
All
Roll your
right.
d8. Roll your d8.
Thank chat.
Such
Thank you,
mercy.
chat.
Thanks, Steve, for sending this creature to us first.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna
Throwing
reroll
a
my new
little-
character now.
Yeah. Throw in little tally marks.
I clicked it, or I
15.
sent
All
it.
right.
It's not showing for me.
No, you're good. It's
Okay.
a 15. So because of the fact that it unfortunately it still takes only half damage because you're using a regular steel weapon at it. So you stab into the creature's eye, and it's like and it takes all this pain. And, oh my god, this thing's also it's blinded, it's fucked up. You heard it, so on and so forth. But it's still up with its eyes bleeding and gooping and oozing. This creature is still up. Bastion, anything else you could do? Your bonus action or anything on your turn?
I think that was my bonus action, wasn't it?
Pull an arrow out.
No, I'll use my bonus action to toss the arrow to Talabast.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank
Cool.
you.
No problem.
And
Roll.
that is Talabast's turn.
Yeah, suck it, Talabast.
That was not Talabast's turn.
And now is.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Tal will stab.
Well, with your spear, or are you going to take a shot with your arrow?
Spear. It doesn't make sense to use like crossbow in like melee contact, basically.
So it went past you, and funny enough, as I actually didn't even describe this beforehand. So, ooh, this is super important.
Wait, you gotta roll a Constitution save.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that was the end of its turn. Oh, no, this is when it made its saving throw. The one from before. It said yay. But
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Because it's blind, this is moving at half speed anyways. So, my apologies. You wouldn't be able to hurt it anyways as it ran past you. So we actually did run past you, and even if you did thrust at it with your attack of opportunity, it wouldn't matter.
He used his reaction
Yeah.
on that.
So-
extra
oh, that's
damage.
right, that's right. From that special ability.
That
there.
was, yeah.
So it runs past you. So it's actually, because you're 20 feet ahead of it, it's actually about 10 feet past you right now, up against the building. Facing towards the building.
Is it still bent forward as if to...
It's stumbling back and forth. It's moving erratically. It's blinded and in a fuck ton of pain.
Oh, well, I'm not going to hit that with a crossbow bolt.
It's one of those things where its eyes are pretty much like all messed up. They might not even be
Yeah.
targets anymore from far away. The DC would be even higher.
Tal's going to work his way around quietly, aware that it's missing both eyes now. I'll use my bonus action to increase my reach, and I'll wait for it to roar and then stab it in the roof of the mouth if I can.
Sure, absolutely. You do so. We'll have Bran take his turn first, and then I imagine you'll take his, because I imagine Bran's going to harm it enough that you can do that. Okay. Bran?
What kind of position is the creature in right now?
So it moved past you guys, as I had said. It's currently from you about 30 feet away from where you are, 35 feet from where you are. It's facing towards the building. It just ran at and tried to smash its head into, but did not successfully hurt him. So it's facing towards the building. Its back to you, but it's like stumbling around back and forth. It's an incredible amount of pain. Its eyes are gooping and oozing. It's blind.
No. I wouldn't. I'm gonna move towards the creature.
Mhm.
And have I noticed Stefan at this point yet? The Witch Hunter Captain.
You do not. You rolled a 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move like halfway up. Move. Toss a firebolt at its back, and then move back again.
Sure. Okay. So you do your damage. Go right ahead, sir. Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. All right. That firebolt does, like, just because of all, like, usually 2 points of damage would not be enough to make this thing give a crap. But it's so injured right now that does open that attack of opportunity for you there, Tal. Your prepared action. So it's like, poof, it's like, one more time, you just like take that moment to thrust. God, you're rolling so well at your attack rolls. Right now, sir. 11, and you have nothing you can add to that? Doesn't your Reaver shot also affect melee attacks as well?
Ranged only.
Oh, that's right. That's the new version of that class, not the new version. Is crappier in some ways.
I can kick it a couple times, but no.
Yeah, you're fine. So you do harm the creature. You stab in the roof of its mouth, like, and then finally like rip it back out, and there's like a squirt of this strange greenish blood that squirts out of it.
Drink it.
You pull it back down, and its mouth is starting to fill up with blood. And this thing is stumbling around. It is clearly fucked every which way from Thursday. Leonard, it's your turn.
Drink the green goop.
You're just sitting there and like, yeah, can I just get some opioids, please?
Do I see that they're winning from a distance?
Oh yeah, this thing is
All
on
right.
its leg.
So I'm slumped down. I'm just gonna be like,
Okay.
More Terminator references.
The creature's turn, again, it's blinded, has disadvantage on its attack rolls and everything, but it's not done trying to get Bastion. So it's going to reach up and try to grab at Bastion.
you're freaking dead, Bash.
Athletics
Try
or
it.
acrobatics check.
Try
He'll
it, you
freaking kill
coward.
you. He's gonna freaking kill you.
Go ahead, sir. Make you roll.
Ooh, I almost made it.
Can I just say really quick, Dunce, you've had that Thunderbolt since like this first episode or the second episode,
Yeah.
and you've almost died twice, and you haven't thought to use
Well,
it.
I always. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to that. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh
Finally,
no!
the natural one of the night.
Oh, this is amazing. So the creature, once again, you up there, you doing all this stuff. Like I said, you're hanging from the horn. You did that.
I'm trying to
slashing
show
gun.
off too
It's
much.
flashing up. It screams. It's fucking done. It's pissed. So it grabs you and it rips you off of its horn, and it like holds you in front of its head, and it's like like screaming in your face, splats of that greenish blood coming at you.
Drink it, harness its power.
It's so feral right now. It reaches towards and tries to just bite you in half. It's actually
my
gonna stick
God.
you in its mouth. It's gonna try to bite you in half.
Little
So
does he know he's
Oh,
on roll.
no.
Bastian
Hold his
didn't
mouth
fucking
open like fucking
start
Hercules.
today somewhere wet and end today
Can
somewhere.
I make a
warm and wet.
strength to hold his mouth open?
oops,
Natty 1. Bastion gets swallowed one more time.
Ah. Oh, jeez.
Dunce, he's laughing.
I fight my way through his organs.
Okay, so your AC is currently a 15, correct?
Yes.
So at first it grabs you, it's holding you tight, and it gets you inside of its mouth, and it chomps down as hard as it fucking can. And it chomps
And
down
that's
so
when the
hard
resistance
you can
waves.
feel the Ken is what's holding this jaw from snapping your spine in half.
Quen.
As you take Quen.
Thank you.
I say Ken. I say Ken.
It's not called Ken. That's a doll.
Well,
Or
maybe I was hoping.
a street fight. No, I'm done.
So anyways, and is the magic that's stopping your spine from being snapped in half is most likely that magic, right? As you take 15 points of damage from it biting down on you as hard as it possibly can, right? And then after it's done doing that, it pulls you from its mouth, and because clearly you're still there, it's actually just gonna take you and like holding you by like its hand around your waist, your legs. It's gonna hold you back, and with a hard smash against the wall in front of it, it's gonna like full on hit your whole body against the wall in front of it. 15 more points of damage. You're holding the same
Oh
amount
my
twice.
God.
15 more points of damage as it smacks you against the wall in front of it, and then it's just gonna drop you as a free action, which means I get to roll another d6 against you just because it's a free action.
Dunce,
Drop.
do you have 2 health right now?
3.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. This can deal 3 damage.
Are you still up with 1 health?
1 health.
Are you kidding me? Oh, that's so funny.
It can't run
One
away
health.
'cause the thing has its reactions now, right? Or does it not get him because it's blind?
I can't see you.
Yeah, it can't see me. So
That's
So
it's
true.
really-
technically speaking, by accordance to the rules, you have to get those reactions because it provokes it. But in my opinion, that makes no sense. If it can't see you to know that you're retreating, or if it has no feasible means to know you're retreating, it wouldn't trigger that. So it does that on its turn. It does 32 points a day, and you had 33 health.
I had 33 health.
That's hilarious. So it bites you,
Yep,
smashes
33
against the wall, and then drops you as its free action. And then, but that's okay, because it still has its bonus action left, because it finally has its bonus actions. And it's actually going to use its bonus actions to do a stomp at the ground over next to where Tal is. Tal,
Oh,
make me a
God.
reflex saving throw, or dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Just trying to do that last bit of damage before.
So the ground rumble. There's a whole bunch of rumbling in the ground at your feet, so much that you have to struggle really hard to keep your balance. But you do so. You're familiar with the rumblings of the ground when large
I got a walking
dragons fall.
stick as well as a spear.
So you're actually able to hold your footing. You don't fall prone. Okay, Bastion, you're on the ground, literally prone on the ground. You have 1 health point left, me. You're hurting. It's your turn. This thing's all fucked up. What do you do?
I'm going to do what I can to get back to where Linard retreated to, basically.
You
That's
want
really
to
bad.
spend your action to like
Basically
actually
the
retreat?
entire time. Like, I imagine I'm probably like limping really badly, just making my way towards the.
I RP'd that I was really hurt, and you technically have half the health I do.
I have. I am. Like,
He's just beastly.
I'm not feeling very hot right now.
So Tal and Bran, you saw both the Witchers all sorts of messed up, and both of them have retreated. These are Witchers here. These are people that are literally designed by magic and alchemy to withstand the most devastating of blows. And the two of them have just abandoned you two humans to.
I've seen Bastion go down to drowners and other stuff before. That is in the new site.
No, but to be fair, it was always overwhelming odds against Bastion. It was odds that would kill a lesser man, right?
While that is horrible, this only fuels Tal more because it's like, well, if we don't kill it, everyone dies.
Yeah. So he like limps away because he is fucking. You just saw him. The way he just got smashed against that building would snap again after being bitten. Would snap a spine, especially against the building. Would break a neck and shoulders and everything. And he just like pushes himself up off the ground and makes himself away as quickly as he can, dragging like one of his legs behind him. Probably has to relocate a dislocated joint or whatever.
I imagine if does anyone see my face as I'm limping away? Like, would be in position to see my face? probably?
Definitely Messy would.
All right, Messy, you just see like this look of like broken pride. Just
Like, damn, I was so cool.
I'm gonna give a thumbs down as he comes closer.
So Tal's
Die.
gonna take a
the final blow.
a couple steps back from
I take 1 damage
its
emotionally.
face. So maybe he's like 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to switch the grip on his spear
Yep.
and whoosh, through the eye.
He's gonna hurl it.
Yeah.
You break your fucking spear.
You have,
okay.
you have advantage
That-
on your attack roll. You have advantage on your attack roll. Don't forget, because it's
Oh,
blinded.
shit, yeah.
Because it's blinded.
Right, okay, so spear. Let's...
Fucking throw it.
So is this two-handed to throw? I don't...
Technically speaking, throw is one-handed.
Okay, cool, right. So this is Reaver's shot as well.
Yep. Which you just rolled 4 damage for.
Oh no!
So you have
The
to
kill-
roll another Reaver shot too, because you get to double that damage.
Are you serious?
Yeah, every die roll. So 10, 17 points of damage. Okay, now again, you do half because of... So 17 becomes 8, but it had 4 health left. Sir, you described the kill.
So,
Yes!
so as I said, Tal takes a couple steps back, switches the grip on the spear, which you've not seen him do, and then and you see the spear spinning as it goes straight into the eye socket, and it just
Yep. Falls. I imagine it stumbles backwards a couple of steps, ends up like having its foot hit something, slips, falls forward, falls on the spear. The spear itself snaps, but not before sending the blade through the back of the creature's head. So,
You just lost your spear.
and with that, the fall of this big mighty beast. why don't we take a break? Because I have to pee really bad.
Me too. Oh my god, me too.
And then when we come back, we can deal with the RP and everything of that. Oh my god. This is the longest trump card ever. It's like hours.
That was almost a full session by itself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Steve
Well,
just
if you
drops
count
another
the
one.
last one and this one, then yeah, it's about a full.
Yeah, can we get another one?
Yeah, all right.
See, don't do it.
Not right now.
We'll be right back, okay? See y'all shortly.
Woo!
My neighbors